Hey folks, and welcome to this week's workout. Today we have a dumbbell only leg workout. Now you might need a couple of sets of dumbbells, choice is up to you. I'm going to use a pair of 17.5 kilo dumbbells throughout the whole of this workout. Sometimes we're going to be holding one, sometimes we're going to be holding a pair of them. The choice is always yours, and like I said, you can always change the weights throughout the workout. We've only got 3 exercises in this workout. First one we're going to do on its own, the second one we're going to do as a superset, which means both we do the first move and then we'll go straight on to the second move, so kind of back to back. So let's get started. We'll get nice and mobilized first. So we're going to start with some squats, just body weight ones. I just like you to push those hips back and down, thinking about that squeeze through the legs, just thinking as low into the squat as you feel comfortable going, driving those feet to the floor as we come back up to standing. That's good. Okay, 2 to go. And then we're going to come into a roll down, so we're going to keep it a little bit of a bend in those knees. Relax your arms and shoulders, we'll drop the chin to the chest. I just like to roll as far towards the floor as you feel you can go. Don't worry if your hands don't reach the ground though. You just roll as far towards the floor as you can, and then we'll slowly roll back up to standing. So just mobilize into the back of the body. We'll repeat this a few times. We've got one more roll down. And then from here we're going to come down to the floor and we're going to come into a 90-90 position. So here we'll take the right leg out in front of us, left leg out to the side. We're trying to get as close to a 90-degree bend in the knees as we feel we can. We'll bring the right hand to the floor, left arm out at shoulder height. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lean forwards over the right leg, trying to push your right knee and ankle into the floor as you do. So we just activate and mobilize. Do the hips a little bit more, hold for a few seconds, and then we'll slowly ease back up. And then we'll go again. Last one on this side. And then we'll ease back up and we're going to swap the legs over. So we'll take that left leg out in front of us, right leg out to the side. Let's go to that 90-degree bend in the knees we feel we can get. Left hand on the floor, right arm out at shoulder height. We'll take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we'll lean forwards over that left leg, pushing the knee and ankle into the floor as we do. So again, we just start to activate and mobilize the hips a little bit more. We'll gently ease back up and we'll repeat. One more on this side. We'll gently make our way back up to standing. We'll take those feet a comfortable distance apart. Again, we're going to go back into our bodyweight squat, sinking those hips back and down, and then gently back up. And hopefully everything's feeling a little bit more mobile, a little bit looser. We still focus on that squeeze through the legs, driving the feet to the floor as we push back up. Two to go. And then we can rest there. So we're going to start with some Romanian deadlifts. Now this can be done, I said dumbbell workout, but if you haven't got dumbbells and you've got kettlebells, you can use a kettlebell instead. And you can either use a single kettlebell or a pair for this one. We're going to hold the weight in each hand. If we're using a single one, a pair even, using a single one you can hold it together. But we start with a little bit of a bend in the knees, and then we're going to tip forward from the hips, keeping that back nice and straight, keeping the weights close to the legs as we do, keeping the shoulder blades pulled together, and then we're going to push the feet back into the floor. Now as we tip forwards, we want to think about pushing the hips back, as if we're trying to push them into a wall behind us, so we can engage the hamstrings and the glutes. And with the weights, if you're holding one in each hand, we just want to hold them slightly to the outside of the legs. The weight stays close to the legs the whole time. I'll reiterate that while we're going through. We're going to do 3 sets of these, 8 reps in each set. So we'll take hold of our weights. That slight bend in the knees, shoulders are pulled back, and we're going to tip forwards from the hip, pushing those hips slightly back as we do. Hands come down to about mid-shin, and we'll push back up again. So we want to keep the back nice and flat, which is why we're stopping about mid-shin, keeping it slow on the way down, little pause, and then push those feet to the floor to come back up. If we tend to go a little bit lower, we're going to cause the back to round. We don't want that. We want to look after that lower back. It's not a squat either. So the hips are getting pushed back as we tip forward. We're not squatting down. We've got one more in this set. And then we can rest. We can pop our weight down. We've got a little bit of recovery time before we go again. So like I said, every time we're tipping forward, we're pushing the hips slightly back, but we're not bending the legs too much because we don't want to turn it into a squat. It's that tip motion, keeping that flat back, keeping the shoulders pulled together, keeping the weights close. And again, we're only taking hands to about mid-shin, because if we tend to go that little bit further, we'll start to round, and that's going to put all this pressure here, and we don't want that. And then as we come back up, we want to think about squeezing through the back of the legs into the bum, so we're pushing those feet through the floor to drive back up. A little bit longer before set 2, and then we'll have another 8 reps. Okay, let's pick those weights back up. We stand nice and tall, we draw the shoulders back, slight bend in those knees, and then we'll hinge forward, keeping the weight close to the legs as we do. Hands again to about mid-shin, and we push back up to standing. That's good. One more rep. And again, we can rest, pop those weights down. Awesome work. We have one more set of these, and then we're done with our RDLs for today. We're keeping them in a nice steady tempo the whole time as well. We're not rushing through, keeping it slow on the way down. A little pause, and a little bit quicker of a drive on the way up. Really focusing on that squeeze to the back of the legs, and like I said before, into the glutes as well. That's important. We're not hyperextending at the top either, so we're not arching backwards. Again, that will put excess pressure through the lower back, and we don't want that. We've got a little bit longer, and then we'll go for our third and final set of these. Are we ready? Okay. So we'll take hold of our weights again. That little bit of a bend in the knees, shoulders drawn back, and then we tip forwards from those hips, keeping the weight close to the legs, hands to about mid-shin, and then we push back up. So you can keep it nice and slow on the way down. A little pause before we come back up. Last one. And then we can rest. so we can pop those weights down. And we have our recovery time. So like I said, we're done with the RDLs now. Now we're on to our superset. So these are 2 moves we're going to do back to back. And the first one we've got a couple of options for, because if you've got enough room to, we're going to do a set of walking lunges. And on the walking lunge, it's a nice stride forwards, taking the back knee as low to the floor as you feel we can, lightly tapping it on the floor if we can. If not, don't worry. It's just taking it as low as you can. And it's 10 lunges on each leg. So I said, if you've got enough room to make them walking lunges, we can make them walking lunges. If there's not enough room for walking lunges, we can do them as a set of alternating lunges. So we just step backwards on the spot, changing leg from side to side. And again, there'll be 10 on each leg. And after we've done those, we're going to go straight into a set of 15 squats. Now for the lunges, if you can, I like to hold your pair of weights, so we keep one in each hand. If it feels too much to hold them both, you can hold a single weight in front of us. And again, on the squat, I'd like you to just hold a single weight if possible. So I'll switch it over to one of the dumbbells that I'll hold for those 15. And if that feels too much, do the squats without your dumbbells or without any weight whatsoever. It's absolutely fine. You've got to do what's right for you. So we've got 3 rounds of these. So again, we're going to do 10 reps on each leg, whether they're walking lunges or backward stepping lunges, and we alternate the leg. And then we'll go straight into 15 squats. So I'm going to alternate the lunges, otherwise I'll end up walking off the camera. So, okay, we stand nice and tall, we'll take a nice long stride back, and we step down, and then we step back in. We try and keep those feet about hip width apart, so we're keeping them nice and stable. That helps give us that nice stable base. That's good. And then once we've done our 10 on each leg, we're going to change to our squats. So feet come from distance apart. We push those hips back and down. It's just as deep into the squat as you feel you can go. There's 15 of these. And then after we've hit 15, we can rest up. And we have some recovery before our second round. So you got to hurry up a little bit, didn't it? So we have 2 more rounds of these to go, and then that'll be the end of today's workout. Okay, we have a few more seconds before we start set 2. Again, we can change to a single weight if both of them felt too much. But if we can, we'll take hold of our weight. And then either walking lunges or backward stepping. Alternating those legs. 10 on each leg. Now, once we've done 10 on each leg, we can pop the weight down. We'll change over 15 squats. Hips go back and down. Still thinking about pushing those feet to the floor, squeezing the legs. And again, once we've done our 15, we can rest. And have a little bit of recovery time. Then we'll have our third and final set. You're doing awesome work, absolutely brilliantly. About 20 seconds. Okay, so let's get ready. 2 weights, single weight, choice is yours, 10 reps on each leg. Lunges, let's go. Last round. And after we've done our 10 on each leg, we'll swap to our 15 squats. And after 15, we can rest up. And that is the end of today's workout. I hope you've enjoyed that one. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to leave us a comment below. Please like the video if you haven't already. Please subscribe to our channel as well. But yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you guys are keeping well. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.